There, can
There.
we hear you? Can you hear me?
That should be it.
All right. So I apologize for that. We are back. We have sound. So we were saying that last week we were on a break. James and I were on vacation, and we are back and ready to roll tonight, sharing some great tips for you on bringing life to your spaces at home. This can be done in several different ways, and well, here's a little intro to tell you a few things. Have you ever walked into a space in your home and you just feel like something's off? It just is kind of blah, falls a little flat. It may mean that you need to bring a little life into the space. That's what we're talking about tonight. Different ways to bring life into a space in your home or throughout your home. Stay tuned as we share how to accomplish this through color, organic items, as well as botanicals. So, we've got several different ways that you can bring life to a space. You can bring life to a space with color, with texture, with organic materials, with botanicals. There's a bunch of different ways to do this. So tonight we're going to be sharing 3 different spaces to kind of help you look at your own space and figure out what areas you might need to bring a little something into. When you go into your space, does something just feel not quite right? I know I've walked into homes, people have hired me to come in to take a look, and people have said, you know, I really like this room, but something's just not right. And a lot of times it's just a little reorganization or bringing in elements that give it a little more pizzazz. So here is one way to do this.
So we're talking about bringing life into a space. This can be accomplished in several different ways. In this particular space, we'll talk about a few. One, we've brought life into the space by color. By using this bright, vibrant teal cabinet, we've brought in a definite focal point of that lively blue color. Another thing that we've done is bringing in the saturation of color, which is in the black. Yes, black can bring life to a space. It's not always a color of death. It is a color, a saturation of color that we use often in spaces to add drama. And when you add drama, you add life. So we've done this with the lampshade, the artwork, and the frames that they're in. If you've got additional space in the room, we really liked how, even though just by happenstance, these 2 pieces were next to each other in the showroom, and I'm looking at them and really like how that also complements and ties the look together. So the arch of this black cabinet complements the hard lines of the squared teal cabinet. And again, bringing that life in by the repeat, drawing your eye around, keeping your eye active by going from the black cabinet piece to the black artwork to the black lamp. The most obvious way to bring in life into a space is with botanicals, with plants. If you have a black thumb, that's okay. Use artificial. Artificial's nice because you can reuse them. I switch my artificial plants out throughout the season. I just keep some at home in a bag, and when the seasons change or if I get bored, I just go to my grab bag, pull out what botanicals I want, and rearrange some things. So here we've got a little artificial succulent, we've got the grass coming out of the vase there, and we repeated some life with a little pop of color in the teal vase that we have here with the little peonies and the little pink buds. If real plants are your thing, which I love real plants as well, I do have those scattered about the house also. And anytime you bring some kind of plant life, anything that's brought from the outside in, whether it be plants or wood tones, you're bringing in that nature, the life of nature. So to recap what we've got going on, we've brought in life with the bright color, brought life in with this repeat of black, drawing your eye around the room, and of course the life with your plants.
So imagine that space with just the cabinet and the lamp. It would be kind of boring, right? I'm not saying that you have to fill every nook and cranny of a wall or a cabinet top with a bunch of stuff. I'm more of a minimalist. I don't like a whole lot of things, a whole bunch of things scattered about. But you do need to add some things to make a space not look so sterile. And in that particular video, I was sharing that using positive and negative space with the black and whites, with the lamp with that black shade against the light colored wall, with the car art that was black and white, and then that beautiful black and white cabinet, we've got that repeat of black and white going across the space. But so we've got our eye carrying across that, but also just adding that interest, adding that life by the positive and negative space. And then, of course, the happy color of the cabinet adds life as well. So, what do you guys do? What do you think about that? When you need to add a little life to your space, what are your thoughts? Is there anything in this that we've shared that you have questions about? This is for all of us to kind of gather and chat about likes, dislikes, things that you see that are of interest to you. If you have any questions, chime in, let us know. Let us know that you're here. So we do apologize for that audio glitch at the beginning. We've got that all sorted out now, and we're rolling on. So before I move on to the next video, I want you to look at the space behind me and think about how that studio space would look without all of this going on behind me. It's a gray wall. Yes, it has interest because it has all this geometric pattern and stuff going on behind me. But honestly, when all this is out, the space, the studio falls a little flat. So each week we're styling it in different ways to bring life to our backdrop. All right, let's go to our next space and see how we brought life to it.
This space is stylish and cool, but I feel that it lacks a little bit in the bringing life factor. Yes, we've got some pops of orange, and it is very sleek looking. We do have some nice warm tones in the tabletop here, but I feel that we can do a little more with this to really bring life and make it feel inviting. So let's switch out this to this. So what we've done is we've warmed up what was cool in two factors. It was cool and it was cool, meaning kind of cold looking. So we warmed it up and brought life in by adding this wooden twisted table. So the wood tones in the twisted table, the twisted side table, complement the wood tones that are going on in the cocktail tabletop. We still have that modern vibe with the shape and the style, just in a warmer, more earthy, inviting way, bringing life in by those warm wood tones. We've also taken away that very chrome lamp that we had sitting on the table. We took that away and warmed it up, brought life in by adding a little vase with some fall botanicals. If a lamp is still needed, I would probably recommend doing a floor lamp that maybe comes up and over. That would draw your eye up into the space, and that would allow you the light that you would need. This table doesn't quite allow a lamp. It's a little too small for that. We know because we tried. We gave it a shot and tried to put a lamp on here, and it just doesn't work. It's too small in size. So I think a nice little floor lamp nestled that kind of comes up and arcs over the chair would be very nice, or even something with a shade to it. So we brought life into this space by switching out that glass and chrome table to a more natural look with the wood finish, and by bringing in the beautiful botanicals. Also, if you wanted to bring life to a space, you could get rid of maybe the metallic gray pillow that reads a little cooler, and bring in some life by adding a pillow that maybe it has a little more punch against the gray fabric on the swivel chair to something more vibrant. So again, ways to bring life to this space. We used wood, we used botanicals, and we used color.
So in this space, we had modern going on.
Mom commented that she liked the pumpkin and the green grapes in the picture.
Oh.
Flower spray.
Okay, great. So in this scene, in this space, we had a very modern theme going on. And modern is great, but sometimes it can be cold feeling because we've got a lot of leather going on, or we've got a lot of chrome, metal finishes, glass, those kinds of things. And you do need something to bring a little warmth back. And one way to do that is with organic material. Now, organic material doesn't need to look rustic or farmhouse or like log cabin. It doesn't need to go there. Perfect example is that twisted table that we had in the video, and that table happens to be right behind me. It definitely has a modern shape to it, but it's done in wood. So we're bringing that organic material of the wood into the space. Again, we carried the theme, that color theme through with the color palette that was going on the wood tabletop, cocktail tabletop into the, into the little side table. And then we actually brought some of those tones in too with that arrangement that we had resting on the table. These little pods carry through that wood tone as well. So again, we're repeating color, but we're also repeating that organic material through to add little life of bringing the outdoors in to your space. So before we carry on with our last element of bringing life, James and I went for a little trip last week, and a lot of you knew about it, and a lot of you have been asking how it was. It looks like we had great fun. For those of you that follow James and I personally on our Facebook or Instagram accounts, and we've got a little montage of pictures and our family trip video to share with you. So let's let it roll. West. James and I traveled west to Tennessee.
We did it.
And
through Asheville first,
yes,
where we had a lovely lunch,
we did.
and then we went from Asheville, or oh, there goes the thing for paying tolls.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was for my birthday.
It was.
Turned the big 5-0 in July, and James asked if I wanted a trip, a gift, or a party, and I said for sure a trip.
Yeah.
So our first stop was Pigeon Forge.
Which was beautiful. This is the highway on the way into Pigeon Forge.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, it's incredible there. That's us.
Big smiles on our faces because we're on vacation.
That's right.
But yeah, we traveled into Pigeon Forge, spent several days there, and it just so happened to be...
It was the week before Rod Run. So there was a car show like Summer Breeze or something that weekend, and so we caught the end of that, and a lot of people just stayed on for the next weekend, which was the Rod Run, which is an absolutely incredible car swap meet where you buy and sell cars like crazy. 11 o'clock at night. And
while we were there,
I got to meet some of my heroes. Yay! I was gigging out. These two, I watched them on YouTube. They build cars together, and they love teal patina cars, and that's her daily driver truck. She's something. That's what she rides.
They were a lot of fun to chat.
Yeah, I got to sit and chat with her a bunch, and then he finally joined in, and I got a picture with him, and I was geeking out.
He was geeking out hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a great time. We were walking by, and he said, "I know that truck. I know them."
I know that guy.
He was starstruck.
Yes, I was starstruck.
So we spent a day in Gatlinburg, just up the road from
Which
Pigeon.
I'd never been to before, and it's incredible there.
Yeah.
Gatlinburg is amazing. I definitely, that needs to be part of your trip. If you ever go to the mountains, Gatlinburg needs to be at least one day of your trip.
Yes.
Because it was absolutely incredible. And they're doing their biggest addition ever to this park, which was, same as this mountain?
This is Anaquista.
Yeah, Anquista. And so you go up top of Anquista, it's amazing. And then look at these roads, they're only like 1 lane wide. That was fun.
We did the Titanic experience while we were in Pigeon 4.
We did.
Which was really cool. If you are ever there, I highly recommend this. They give you a card and you are an actual passenger.
Passenger or crew member. I was a crew member.
I was a passenger. I was third class.
And near the end, but I didn't know it was the end, there's a little thing that tells you if you made it or not.
Yeah.
I didn't want to know if I made it or not until the very end. And then we went through the gates and we were in the gift shop. I'm like, oh, that's where I was supposed to find out.
I made it. I survived.
So,
But this is Helen, Georgia.
this was amazing.
Fun. You feel like you are smack dab in the middle of Germany.
Yeah.
It was such a
And we were there for the first day of Oktoberfest, which was awesome because we got to sit in a big, huge festive hall with a bunch of people. Most of them seemed German. And we had a great time.
Yes.
And then the next morning before we left town, we ate at a restaurant that was rated one of the best restaurants in the world.
Yeah, which was a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
it was amazing food. We really loved it. What a great place to go.
Just up the street is the Anna Ruby Falls.
There's 2 falls here. There's one that comes from 150 feet up and one that comes from 50 feet up, and they join together to make like Wilson River or something, or Smith River or something.
Really easy hike.
Oh yeah, all paved.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, but steep. So, but it was.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Here we are for
Yeah.
Oktoberfest.
Had to jump into the spirit of things and buy some lederhosen.
Yes, and we were all decked out, had a great time. Met this fun couple that are on the dance floor.
They run around, and then we kept running into them downtown the rest of the night. They were closing on their house and it wasn't quite ready, so they said, that's fine. We're taking the van and our bicycles and we're going to go biking someplace. They're waiting to close on a house in Pennsylvania.
Yes.
They said, when it's ready, call us, we'll come back.
This was our last stop. Our last stop was a day in Charleston, actually an evening and a day in Charleston. We had a great time watching the ships, watching cruise liner,
Yeah.
watching dolphins.
Great food again. We
Yeah.
ate at some incredible restaurants the whole time we were away. One restaurant was Kaminsky's. All it is a dessert
Kaminsky's.
deli. I mean, all they serve is desserts.
Yeah.
There we are. Look at that. That was an adult shake. It was very good. So it was a good trip all the way around. It was a great trip.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it really was.
Say publicly, thank you.
Anyway,
Thank you for
it was fun.
because that was a great gift.
We had a great
So
time.
much fun.
Yeah, there wasn't anything we wanted to try that we didn't try. We just tried everything, and we didn't eat at a single chain restaurant or have fast food even one time. We were just like, every meal was going to be, a local place that's well rated that everybody loves to go to, and we found a lot of them. We had a great time. The hotels, I thought, I did a great job.
You did a great
The
job.
hotels were all amazing. So
Great service
yeah.
at every single.
Yep.
But so on the ride back, I asked James, out of everything we did, what was your favorite thing? And ours ended up being the same thing. Anaquista
East Mountain.
was one of our favorite things because we got to ride up the gondola.
Yeah, we took a gondola up and we took a chairlift down. The gondolas and the chairlifts were right on the same trolley, but we booked a gondola for the way up. And then as we're going up, we're like, you know what? I bet you the visibility off the chairlift's a lot better. So we took the chairlift down instead of using the gondola thing, and we really enjoyed it.
We did. There was this whole like treehouse thing for us to go through,
Oh, yeah.
climb around and
Rope bridges and like obstacle courses, and I mean, if you got kids, it's a great place to take them. You're gonna wear them out.
well, the lady behind or in front of you was in her 70s.
Yeah.
And she was doing some of it.
Climbing through some of it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was fun for all
It
ages.
was. The views are incredible. That sculpture that goes like this that you climb up. You're way up there on top of the mountain.
The views are.
Yeah, and it's got a glass floor if you want to step out on the glass floor. It's really kind of neat.
It was.
Yeah.
And okay, one of my favorite things was slot car racing.
Oh yeah. Didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, we did slot car racing.
Yeah. Hey Google, things to do near me. And slot car racing came up. I'm like, slot car racing? What is that even? And so it's little cars about this big, and you put them on a track, and you can bring your own and race, or you can rent a car. We rented cars because we don't own our own.
Oh my gosh, I love watching those.
It was incredible.
It was fun
So the
to
track
do.
that we went on, according to the guy that owns the place, he has not heard of a longer one in the United States.
Right.
It's 6 tracks, and you run 6 cars wide side by side, and it was 500 feet long in each track. And the problem was, it was so big you'd actually lose sight of your car because it's so far away. So going into the corners and stuff, you can see well. So they cut it back to 300 feet, and it's still the longest one there is.
Wow.
But we did that. We did the small track first because I wanted to see if I could see. I didn't have my glasses with me. I wanted to see if I could see the cars, and then we jumped onto the big track. And then the guy that owns the place, turns out he collects Gulf stuff, GULF stuff as well. There's a Gulf oil thing right there behind him. But he collects Gulf stuff as well. And there was one Gulf car for sale. It's like $120. And I was like, oh, I really like that. And you guys like, you like Gulf stuff? I'm like, yeah. He says, got half an hour? I'm like, yeah. So we went in the back and he pulled out his personal collection, all his crates, and he has like just tons of Gulf cars. I'm not saying Gulf, G-O-L-F, I'm saying Gulf, G-U-L-F, fuel brand. So
You won because somebody was too speedy and kept jumping the track.
if you don't get off the gas going to the corner, you will fly off.
The gas, but not quite enough.
Yeah.
We tried to take it to.
And those things are flying. I mean, I don't know how fast they were going, but the back stretch was 50 feet up, hairpin turn 50 feet back into a 90, and the cars was just like zoom, zoom. I mean, they were going so fast.
It's fun.
The rental cars have magnets in them because people aren't used to them, so the magnets actually hold the cars really firmly to the track.
Not for me.
When they do races, they're part of the tournaments that come in. They race with non-magnetic cars, so the cars just will literally fly right off of there and smash.
Yeah.
But you had some there that were smashed up because they just come off track and hit a wall.
Apart.
So yeah, pretty cool.
All right. Well, let's get to our.
Let's get back to it. All right.
This one, we're bringing you into our kitchen.
Huh?
I love plants. We said this before. I love my little baby succulents and plants in the kitchen window, but I kind of wanted something a little more, and I found some inspiration while we were out shopping, and well, here's that video. Adding life to the kitchen is important.
It is.
Yes. The reason I feel is because all the surfaces are hard. You've got the hard cabinets, the hard counter, the table, the chairs, and I feel like it needs softened a bit. And a great way to do that.
I just outside, it's raining.
This is a perfect day to do indoor project,
It
right?
is. Yeah, absolutely.
So I think a great way to do this is with live plants or artificial.
Okay.
But we were at IKEA and I had a cool find. We found these hanging pots and had the idea to, we picked up 3 and we're going to link them.
They come with down rods too, but only one size of down rod
Yes.
goes on here.
Right.
And she wants them to hang it. Let us hold on to that when you let go of the pot. And she wants to hang them at 3 different heights, so we've got a plan.
So we're gonna do that in this corner right here. And so we've got 3 different pots that'll hang at different levels. We were at Lowe's, we picked up our plants, picked up little pots to set inside of here because I don't know how well these would withhold over time the water and dirt and all of that.
And do you know what? We never did check and see if those pots that we bought are the right size. So I'm gonna grab one over here.
Okay.
So this is the pot we got.
Oh, look at that,
it's
with
perfect.
room to
It's even the
spare.
right depth too.
Awesome.
That's nice. So there we go. So now that sits in there a little
Little
bit.
nest in there,
Yep.
and we picked up 3 different varieties of plants. One will trail, the other 2 just bring cool texture and color. So
Little trail.
they're gonna be awesome in that corner and just kind of draw the eye up
Cool texture.
with texture, colored life.
Yep.
All kinds of good things.
Yeah,
Little baby.
he'd be a baby guy, but he'll
He's
grow.
got room to
bigger.
grow.
He does.
So here we go.
I'm gonna be using these guys. We only need 2 because we're gonna actually link 2 of the pots together and then do 1 closer to the ceiling. So only 2 hooks required. These hold up to 30 pounds. There's no way those containers or the pots, even with the plants in them, will ever weigh 30 pounds, so we're good. So we're laying this out. We decided the one that's gonna chain long, I want it closest to the wall so no one hits their head on it. And that one, I think,
There's a little ladybug right there. Crawl up through the decorations. Hello, ladybug. He's getting the heck out of Dodge. He's wondering what I'm doing.
okay.
So we're about there.
Yes.
Okay. So you got. Do you want this one more on the side wall or more on the back wall?
The side wall. I like that there, right there. Yep.
So we'll see distance off maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Wonderful.
On top will grow and start to trail. I put him up high because he'll trail down and be long. And, oh, we have one missing. This little guy needs some help. I need to add some dirt to the pot before he gets planted. So that's our kitchen, and that's the latest addition to hold plants. And they are doing very well. They've grown quite a bit since we did the video. That video was taken a few weeks ago, and yeah, the plants are just happy as can be in their little sunshiny corner. So another way to add life is to add actual life, to add plants, live or artificial. Sometimes a room might not have the right light to place a real plant, or maybe you travel a lot and real plants aren't gonna work for you, or you just have a black thumb and real plants aren't your thing. Artificials are fantastic, but I do recommend having some kind of botanical plant life in your spaces. It doesn't have to be in every room, but it should be scattered about throughout your home. This does bring the outside in and adds that extra little element of life. It can be something small. It doesn't have to be overdone. In our living room, I just added 1 bamboo plant, and it made such a huge difference. I've added other botanicals since, but James was like, okay, yeah, whatever. But when I actually did it, he saw the light, didn't you?
Oh yeah, yeah, I definitely saw the light. I like my little bamboo plant beside my chair.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. So he used to make fun of me about, he'd call my artificial plants dead plants.
You'd say they're not dead, they were never alive.
Right. But now he sees the value in them.
I do enjoy them. They're around the fireplace. You've got a few antique blue glass pots. There are vases that are filled with those, and I do enjoy them. So yeah. It's
The
just,
dining room, we've got that big, tall.
oh yeah, that big tall tree. Yeah, it warms up the space a lot.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yes, because in a room, you've got your hard surfaces, especially with the kitchen. You've got all those hard surfaces with the countertop, the cabinets, and just adding a little softness with plant life makes a big difference. All right. Well, I hope that this was helpful to you. I hope these few tips were helpful to you. If you're still a little confused and not sure what to do, take a picture of your space, come in, visit Trish or myself, and we'll be happy.
You'd be surprised how often that happens.
Yes.
Don't think that you're weird if you show up with a picture of your front hall and say, help. That happens on a regular basis. I'll be walking through the boutique and somebody's brought pictures of something in and they're like, what should I do here? Or even like people brought in a picture of a bookcase and said, do I have too many books? Yeah, you got too many books. Just all kinds of different things.
They'll bring in an empty vase.
Yeah, an empty vase and say, can you make this pretty? There's all kinds of different things that people bring in. So it doesn't matter. You'll never be thought of as weird when you bring something in here.
No. So that's what we're here for. We're here to help you out, here to help you make your home feel beautiful to you. So we thank you very much for joining us tonight. We look forward to seeing you next Tuesday at 8, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.